What's happening, guys? I don't know if you watched today's game. India vs England, third test, day number 2 at Rajkot. India made 445 runs all out. England made 207 runs for 2 wickets. So we can say that England is ahead. But if there's one culprit who I have to call, I have to call Ben Duckett, because he made 133 runs from 118 balls with a strike rate of 120. Yes, this is test match we're talking about. Yes, we're talking about a match in India. And yes, baseball is working against India. So that just shows that how good Ben Duckett is, how good baseball is. We made fun of baseball. Baseball can't play against Australia. Baseball can't play against India in India. But they are doing exactly that. So we have to give credit where it's due. Ben Duckett was the man of the day. And if you can strike at 120, he just blew the game apart. In 35 overs, England made 207 runs. That's close to 6 run rate. And we're not talking ODI cricket. This is test match cricket. So that is why yesterday, if you watch my post-match show, I said 450 runs is just par. And we made 444, 445 runs thanks to Jasprit Bumrah's late night knock. Because he made that 26 runs. Without that 26 runs, without that partnership with him and Siraj, 30 runs, we would have gone out in 415 runs. And obviously, you have to give a lot of credit to Dhruv Jurel and Ravichandran Ashwin to take us a little more deeper. Because as I said, Jadeja comes in, the day starts. Let's go with the flow of how the day panned out. India resumes their innings. Jadeja, Kuldeep walks in. Kuldeep adds on 3 runs to his tally, goes out. Jadeja came in with 110 runs, makes 112 runs and goes out. Jadeja, I've noticed one major flaw with Jadeja is he cannot continue his innings the next day. Let's say today he played really well. The next day when he comes like an absolute pipsqueak. He don't know how to bat, he don't know how to hold a bat. So that's how he comes in, that's how he plays. Because you could see that, he was feeling very edgy against Joe Root, who's not even a full-time bowler. Like, you can say, okay, let's say baseball is playing well against Indian bowlers in India. So they are already in an, they have a disadvantage because they're playing in Indian conditions where they are not familiar with. And they play against who? Jadeja, Ashwin, Bumrah, Siraj, Kuldeep. And these are your 5 best bowlers. Whether you like it or don't like it, these are your 5 best bowlers. But if you look at England, Anderson and Wood, okay, you can say Anderson is their best fast bowler. And Wood is their best top tier fast bowler with the speed and the pace. And then comes who? Rehan Ahmed. Who is that dude? Tom Hartley. Who is that dude? Joe Root, who's not even a spinner, he's an all-rounder. And at least when they show him, they don't even show him as an all-rounder, they show him as a batter. And now I think they started showing him as an all-rounder because he can roll his arm and probably he can bowl well also. So if he and Hartley and Rehan Ahmed is taking your wickets and all, it kind of makes you feel bad. It just shows how bad your batting order is. Rohit made 130 runs, Jadeja made 112 runs, Sarfraz made 61 runs, Dhruv Jurel made 46 runs. But what is the use? Against these players, we expect a lot more. The pitch was super flat. And I at least talked about the guys who made good runs. There are 3 culprits who just didn't do anything. Yashasvi Jaiswal, 10 runs out. Prince Shubman Gill, 0 runs from 9 balls. Then Rajat Patidar, the RCB legend, 4 runs. So if this is the conditions of your gameplay, then you cannot win this game. If you look at their opening pair, their opening first wicket falls at 89 runs. Our first wicket falls in 15 runs. Our second wicket falls again 15 runs. So their 2 wickets, 207 runs because their top 3 is really good. Our top 3 is not that good. If Jaiswal plays one day, then he makes sure that he doesn't play in the 4 innings. Today, let's see. Jaiswal played 5 innings. 1 innings he hit 200 runs. Another 4 innings he played less than 10 runs. Same with Rohit Sharma. He hit 130 runs in today's innings. This innings. But if you look at his previous other 4 innings, he has done nothing substantial. So, but if you look at Ben Duckett or Zach Rowley, they have been consistent. They are being consistent enough. They're not making those big runs. Today, Ben Duckett made those big runs, but they're making this 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. At least that's giving you a momentum, a base to move on. And Joe Root, their best batter, has not clicked in yet. If he clicks, the game is completely sidelined. So we are talking about the game, we got all out for 445 runs. All credit, I would say, to Mark Wood. Mark Wood yesterday was fantastic, took 3 wickets. those top order, as I said, the guys who went cheaply, he was the one. He was the main man behind the action. And today he took the wicket of Jasprit Bumrah and closed the game. So obviously, Mark Wood got 4 wickets. And I think the second best bowler as per figures is Rehan Ahmed, who got 2 wickets. But I kind of felt he was the weakest link in that bowling lineup because, he was not bowling that well. He was having a lot of, poor deliveries, short balls, and he was floating it up there just to be hit in half volleys and stuff. So Rehan got 2 wickets of Dhruv Jurel and Ravichandran Ashwin. Ashwin and Jurel looked really good. Especially Dhruv Jurel. I'm really happy for that kid. But I would say something like, I want to start off with the negative and go to the positive. Dhruv Jurel, good player, but if you saw how Ben Duckett played, it was a very flat pitch. The way how Dhruv Jurel was playing it, I kind of felt he was playing it like the pitch has got so much of demons in it. So much dot ball, so much defending. I kind of felt it was not necessary because Dhruv Jurel is a solid batter. If you look at his technique, he's got proper technique. You saw his defense, you saw the way how he drives, the flick shots, everything was good. But too much of defense. For what reason? On the flattest of surface, you don't need to be so cautious. Jadeja, same thing. Ashwin also same thing. Okay, it's their style of play. I don't want to go against it if it's your style of play. But I'm just saying, the perspective of, we can see what England did and what India did. So I just kind of feel that we were a little bit on the shelf. So that what happens means Ben Stokes can, he has his time. He can do whatever he wants. If you look at Sarfraz yesterday, Sarfraz made 60 runs. So that time Ben Stokes was scared. Mark Wood and Anderson have already bowled, 8 overs back. They were bowled and they were tired. He had to bring them back in because he knew the spinners were leaking tons and tons of runs. So when will India have the kind of mindset to keep attacking? Keep attacking. Jaiswal is the best, T20 opener going around right now. In the first 6 overs, no one has aggressive as him. But even Jaiswal takes his time and he attacks only the weak balls. I kind of feel against Rehan and Tom Hartley, you have to be more aggressive. So it's just my way of thinking. I don't know if I'm right or wrong. You can agree with it or not. So then comes, the end of Indian innings. 445 runs, all out. England comes in. Nothing much to talk about because it was just a one-man show. Ben Duckett just, cruising his way through and nothing, no troubling, nothing. There was no much issues. Any kind of ball you ball, sweep, reverse sweep. He was actually mastering the techniques of brooming. He is one of those professional broomers, from the left-hand side, right-hand side. He can play it anyhow. You ball it short to him, he can pull you for 6. He can do everything. Fast bowlers, spinners, doesn't matter, whoever it is. I kind of feel personally, Ben Duckett, Ollie Pope and Zach Crawley, the top 3 batters of, England. They 3 are the actual players of baseball. They're very aggressive. Unlike Joe Root takes his time. But takes his time means he is somebody who bats at a healthy strike rate of 60, but he is not somebody who bats at 80, 90 and you're scared now. Get it? Even Johnny Bairstow, he has his movements, but he is not someone who's aggressive from the beginning. Ben Stokes is someone who's completely opposite. Takes his time, plays first 50 balls very slowly and then goes in gear 5 all of a sudden. So these are the players, still I think England is a very long batting lineup. They have very long tail. Hartley, Rehan all can bat. Even Mark Wood can bat. England is really ahead. The only way India can claw back in is through a collapse, and obviously we know the only way we can do that is Jasprit Bumrah can start reversing the ball. Hopefully tomorrow we can reverse the ball. Ashwin looked the best today if you ask me personally. Ashwin was the best bowler, but Bumrah was not that great. He was bowling those 1 or 2 off balls, and Ben Duckett being who he is, he doesn't leave much balls, was whacking all those balls. So the only way to win will be probably with Bumrah's reverse swing, because that's the only way he can make a bigger dent. Quickly remove some 2-3 players and put that pressure on England, and now what will you do? That's the only way to get claw back in the game. Otherwise, I'm seeing a good lead for England. So that's it from me. I kind of nothing much to talk about, because today was actually a very slow game. First innings and second innings, you could say that India played very slowly compared to the most of the other matches we have seen today. Jurel, Ashwin was batting way slow. On the other hand, in the after tea, you could see the way how Ben Duckett was playing. It was an absolute different kind of game which he played. So just two contrasts, both of them playing in a very different manner, and that just shows that once you have one good session at that strike rate, they made close to 176 runs in 29 overs with an economy of 6.07. 176 runs in one session. Can you get the gist? 176 runs in one session, 29 overs. India in the first session made 62 runs. So if India needs to get to that position, India needs to play 3 innings. So that just shows the impact Ben Duckett has. So these are few things. Baseball is certainly working against India. The conditions are not something which you want to give to bass bowlers, because if it's somebody like Bangladesh or maybe even New Zealand, India would have been successful. But these conditions, again, someone like baseball members, who are just looking to attack you. Let's see what happens. Let's hope day 3 has some more, substance in the pitch so that our bowlers can extract something. Otherwise, it's an absolute England's day. And if it goes like this, if they have one more good session like this in tomorrow morning, the game would literally go away from us. Let's say they have another 150 run session tomorrow. Then obviously the game is over. Then we are looking at a massive lead. They're looking at 500, 600 plus score. Then the game, trying to win the game from there is pretty hard. So with that, I would like to conclude. So if you're new here, please do subscribe and like the channel so that, I can push my videos to a lot more people. Now the views is not that much because I'm a new creator, and it's very hard for a new creator to come in and make more videos like this and keep pushing, because the greatest challenge for every creator is how can that person increase his views. So if you truly like this video and if you truly like the way how I explain and analyze cricket, so please do like, subscribe, and even comment if you find something interesting. And even if you have some other opinions, comment and let me know so that we can have a proper and formal discussion. And please let your friends know and push my channel so that I can get some benefit from all this. So thank you for watching. I really hope you have a good day. Adios.